Hi! Hello there! Yes, you who is currently watching your own reflection from the screen. Have you ever been to Penang before? Before this COVID-19 became pandemic in our country? Guess what? If you haven't already, by using your imagination, let my friends and I take you to Penang.
So I will generally give some information and the history story about Penang. Okay, first of all, the history. Penang was discovered by Chinese merchant in 15th century, which is the name of Cheng Ho, which Cheng Ho named Penang as Ping Lang Siu, and later then the state was taken over Francis Light in 1786. So after that, Francis Light convinced Sultan Muhammad Jiwa, Sultan Kedah, to hand over Penang to the British East Indian Company. And then after a few years, Penang finally had its independence in 1963. And for your information, even though Penang is the smallest state in Malaysia, it can fix a very large population, which is 1.6 million, and it consists of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and also other fragment, which is for Malay, it consists of 42.3%, Chinese 39.4%, and Indian 9.4%.
The state flag of Penang, a Malaysian state, is a three-color consists of three vertical stripes of equal width. From left to right, the color of each band is light blue, white, and yellow. The Arakan Islam, known as Pokok Pinang in Malay, symbolizes the tree from which the island takes its name. The colors of the flag are derived from the tincture of the coat of arms of Penang that was granted by King George VI in the 1940s. Light blue signifies the sea that surrounds Penang Island, white represents peace, and yellow signifies prosperity of the state. Moving to the location of Penang in the map, it is located near the northwestern coast of Peninsular Malaysia. Penang is the second smallest state in Malaysia by land mass after Perlis. Penang state consists of two parts, Penang Island and mainland, Seberang Perai. The Penang Island divided into two parts, which is northwest and southwest. Meanwhile, the mainland Seberang Perai divided into three parts, which is northern Seberang Perai, central Seberang Perai, and southern Seberang Perai. Its capital city, Georgetown, is located at the northeastern tip of Penang Island. The island has an area of 285 square and is connected to Seberang Perai by ferry and by the two bridges. There is 13.5 km long Penang Bridge and 24 km long Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah Bridge.
Now, let's talk about Penang art. Firstly, we have street art. It is made by Ernest Rabbit that painted 6 famous murals that draws the attraction of tourists. It is also listed in UNESCO World Heritage, featuring graphic street art depicting the life of people in Penang. Fun fact, Georgetown itself is listed in World UNESCO Heritage. Next, we have the Peranakan shoes, also known as kasamani, and it is made entirely with hand-stitched bead. Isn't that cool? It is a part of Nyonya culture, and these beaded shoes are used to be worn by both men called Baba and women called Nyonya. Another fun fact, these beaded shoes are also used in sad occasion, but it is quite different because for sad occasion, they will be using the color of white, blue and black. You might be asking, why do they use this color? In Chinese, white, blue and black represents sadness and gloominess. Isn't that interesting?
Moving to the next part, which is architecture. So generally, the architecture is to describe building and other physical structure, or in the other words, the art and science of designing and constructing building. So now let's discover the architecture in Penang. The architecture in Penang reflects 171 years of British presence on the island, coalescing with local, Chinese, Indian, Islamic and other elements to create a unique and distinctive brand of architecture. Along with Malacca, Penang is an architectural gem of nation in Southeast Asia. The first architecture that been chosen in Penang is City Hall. City Hall is a double-story building that comes from Edwardian Baroque and Palladian architecture styles. It is completed in 1903 and been listed as a national monument in 1982. Previously, City Hall was seat of the Georgetown City Council, but now City Hall is served as the seat of Penang City Council. The next architecture that been chosen in Penang is Fort Cawalis. For your information, Fort Cawalis is the largest standing fort in Malaysia. Fort was decorated with skull cannons. It is built by British East Indian Company in late of 18th century. The building is the earliest roof structure surviving in Penang from colonial area. The purpose is to protect Penang from pirates and Kedah. Even though the fort is built for British military, its function is historically more administrative than defensive. That's all for architecture.
Today I'll be presenting about custom and traditions of Penang. So one of the most widely practiced tradition in Penang is called Ancestor Day or Tomb Sweeping Day. It's basically the family coming to the cemetery and they clean out the areas. Religion-wise, Penang holds multiple ethnicity and one of the religion that differs from Islam and Hindu is Buddhist. So their custom and tradition is that Buddhists will let thousands of pigeons free out of the cages. The theory that they believe in, if the pigeons fly skyward, it symbolizes the Buddha is on the way to achieve his or her nirvana. Meanwhile, just like the Chinese, the Peranakans also celebrate Lunar New Year, Lantern Festival and other Chinese festivals. While adopting the customs of the land that they settled in. Next is about marriage. Peranakan marriage is one of the highlight of Penang marriage where there are new elements such as lapchai. So what is lapchai? Lapchai meant to signify the couple's engagement. The bride family will be hosting a big lunch or dinner and they invite the groom's family. Symbolizes that the relationship is approved by both sides of the family.
The next part is celebration. Penang having such a large Chinese population, they often place host to many Chinese events and festivals that are not normally celebrated widely in other parts of the country. Thousands of Chinese will go to the temples and celebrate the origin of Buddhist religion on Wesak Day. Buddhists, Wesaday, also called Buddha's birthday. Wesaday is significant with the birth, enlightenment, and the death of Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha is revered as the founder of world religion of Buddhism.
So that was for holidays and celebration. Now let's moving on to 3 famous sites you must visit whenever you come to Penang. So the first one is the Penang Peranakan Mansion. So this Penang Peranakan Mansion is actually one of the Penang's way in introducing to people about the historical Peranakan culture in Penang. This mansion is a recreation of a typical rich 19th century Baba home. The elegantly restored museum is a testament to the Babanyanya cultural revival. What interesting about this mansion is actually it displays over 1,000 antiques and collectibles. And the second place you must visit is the Penang War Museum. Penang War Museum in Bukit Batu Maung was a fort built by the British in the 1930s. In 1941, it gained fame when it became the site where the battle for Penang against the invading Japanese army was lost. These days, it is a museum open to the public and is built as the Southeast Asia's largest war museum. The interesting fact is that this place is actually listed as one of the most haunted places in Malaysia. The former British bastion was manned by British, Sikh, Malay soldiers after its completion. And then it fell during World War II when the Japanese launched an attack against the fort from England rather than from the sea, which was expected by the British. So the third place you must visit is St. George Church. Okay. After the British East India Company took possession of the island of Penang in 1786, the spiritual care of the colonies was effected by Church of England chaplains attached to the EIC. Approval of the proposal to build a permanent church was obtained in 1815 based on the architectural plans drawn by Major Thomas Onbury, but the church was eventually built based on the plans drawn by the Governor of Prince of Wales, which is Penang old name, William Petrie, and then modified by Lieutenant Robert N. Smith.
Some of the traditional food dish include asam laksa, nasi kandar, and pasembur. Pasembur is a Malaysian Indian salad consisting of variety vegetables and seafood served with a sweet spicy nut sauce. Here is the recipe of making pasembur.
Ingredients for prawn fritters: onion, carrot, prawns, chives, salt, turmeric powder, flour, and mung bean sprouts. Add onion, chives, carrot, mung bean sprouts, salt, and turmeric powder. Mix the ingredients well. Add water and mix well. For extra flavor, add an egg before add the water.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm taking over my friend's video, but this step is going to take a little bit of hard work. That's why I'm speed up the video. So it will be looking like this. It's me again. Make sure to heat up your oil before we start frying.
Fry the flour mixture and put the prawn at the top. Fry the prawn fritters until light brown and set aside.
Make sure to not overcoat it. And here's the ASMR.
Ingredients for pasabul sauce: onion, garlic, ginger, crushed roasted peanut, dried chili, palm sugar, shrimp, and sweet potato. Sauce preparation: fry onion, garlic, and ginger. Fry dried chilies and shrimp separately.
Put all blended ingredient into the pot.
Add the crushed roasted peanut. Cook the sauce until boil. About 20 minutes. Add salt, palm sugar, and tamarind juice. Cook for another 10 minutes and set aside.
But make sure to remove all big chunks of peanut from the pot.
For main ingredients: sweet turnip, cucumbers, fried tofu, prawn fritters, fried fish cake, hard-boiled eggs, and noodles. Put all the main ingredients into the bowl and pour the pasabul sauce. The pasabul are ready to be served.
Okay, last for me, make sure to try it yourself at home, and I'm pretty sure that you're gonna like it.
Kebaya is described as a woman's upper long sleeve cloth. It is sometimes made from various materials such as fine silk, cotton or semi-transparent nylon or polyester, adorned with exquisite lace and floral pattern embroidery, decorated with stitching or glittering sequins. A kebaya is usually worn with a sarong or other traditional woven garments such as songket or tenun with a colorful motif. A different variety of kebaya is called Nyonya kebaya and worn by those of Chinese ancestry, the Peranakan people in the Penang. Kebaya Nyonya, a traditional Peranakan attire associated with the women of the Peranakan community who are commonly known as Nyonya. The Nyonya kebaya is a translucent blouse that is usually made from voile, which is a sheer lightweight fabric of plain weave that comes in various colors and shapes. It is often decorated with embroidered motifs known as tulam, which are sewn on using a combination of stitches including cutwork, running, satin, and buttonhole stitches. Popular tulam motifs for the kebaya include flowers, butterflies, phoenix, dragons, insects, and even people. The Nyonya kebaya is believed to have developed from the Malay baju long dress, which comprised a knee-length tunic worn over a batik sarong, a printed silk skirt. Other than that, Nyonya kebaya are styled with decorative accessories such as hairpin, a silver belt for securing the sarong, and a pair of hand-beaded shoes known as kasut manik. Other than Penang, the Nyonya kebaya is also popular in Malacca and Singapore. In Malaysia, it is considered the traditional costume of the Malay and Peranakan community. On the other hand, a modern kebaya is made from materials such as printed batik, cotton, satin and chiffon, usually unembroidered. The creation of a nyonya kebaya is also regarded as a distinctive Peranakan art form.
So we meet again. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about Boria. Of course, life is not interesting without dance and music, and Boria is one of the most popular in northern states of Malaysia. And if you look at the original history of this Boria, it's quite unique because in general, Boria is associated with the Karbala incident, which is the murder of Sayyidina Hussein by Muawiyah Abi Sufyan. This traditional dance was first brought to Penang in 1845 by Muslim soldiers of 21st Madras Regiment from India. It was originally played to celebrate annual Shia festival, the morning of Muharram. Boria is an applied entertainment platform combining acting, sketching, dancing, poetry recitation by a singer known as Tukang Karang.
Up next, we have traditional game. Firstly, we have Gala Panjang, can also be called as long pole. The rule of this game is one team act as attacker and the other team act as defender. This game can be played on open field or tennis court. Secondly, we have kicking the feathers. It involves kicking a softball handmade with chicken feathers. The purpose of this game is to test the skill of the player in considering and balancing this softball as long as possible.
Not least, I would like to talk about the artifacts in Penang. One of the artifacts in Penang is the cenotaph, also known as Penang War Memorial. It is located at the Esplanade Padang Kota Georgetown. So, what is the purpose of the cenotaph? Its purpose is to commemorate allied servicemen from Penang who lost their lives in the Great War, commemorating the war dead in World War II, including prisoners of war who worked at the Thailand and Burma Railway and the Malayan emergency, also as the Indonesia-Malaya confrontation. But however, during Japanese dictation of Malaya in World War II, the cenotaph was destroyed, unfortunately. In 1944 and 1955, the cenotaph was rebuilt and unveiled during 1948 Remembrance Day, and it still remains as a site for annual Remembrance Day ceremonies.